Alright, the next figure we're going to be doing is the deer, okay? The little Tom Hines deer. And basically, it's a pretty easy shape form. It's 5/8 inch width, thickness, excuse me, 5/8 inch wood. Now, once again, I'll explain this 5/8 again. They make basswood in 1/2 inch, they make it in 3/4, they make it in 3/8, stuff like that. I haven't seen much basswood in the 5/8, okay? But don't worry about that. Don't get all excited about it, because you can take a piece and cut it out of 3/4, take your little belt sander and just sand that down to 5/8. The difference between 3/4, of course, and 5/8 is only 1/8. So that's not bad, you know. So don't worry about that. Don't get all excited because it's 5/8. And you can cut it out of 3/4 and just whittle it down. That's all you have to do. So anyway, once again, you want your grain to be going up the legs, okay? Want it to be going this way, all right? Now, what you have back here is you have your tail, all right? On both sides, you have your tail back here. And then you have your head, which is right in there on your deer. Okay? And then the rest of it pretty much is just forming the body to the other thing. These are wonderful little projects that Tom presents for you. So let's go ahead and what do we always do? We always tackle the tail first. Now, if you want to, you can draw a line down the middle. That always helps a whole lot. Line down the middle, so you want to make sure how much you take off on each side. Let's take off a little bit. And let's cut a little bit in here. And let's chop off a little bit in here. Kind of look at your center line there. Kind of look, and as you watch and see how much you take off on each side. I just sort of go from side to side, taking a little bit off. No big deal. We kind of like this. And we're getting down on it. Always like to kind of cut it this way, not the other way, because it be careful. It's really too much of a cut. Not gonna hurt anything. Now the tail basically kind of goes this way, sort of goes up like this, in other words, see, kind of like that. So we kind of cut back in here, kind of cut back in here. We just sort of bring that forward. See how that is like that? Alright, now let's go to the head. We're going to go back to the tail a little bit. We can take some off in here. But we're going to go back to the tail. Let's go to the head where we're kind of sort of come in this area and make the V-cuts. And this area. Make the V-cuts. Over here. Make the V-cuts. Underneath here, you want to be careful with the, watch your grain. We just sort of do this number. Take a little bit more off. See that as we go along? Now that's going to be even thinner in this area. And move down kind of this way. Move it down a little bit like this way. Now, here we go on the legs. We're going to work on the head again. I come up the legs here, just like we do in other stuff. We're going to make these cuts in here. Cut up the legs. Make a V cut across there. Here we go. Cut up the legs. Make a V cut. Just like that. Come over here. All we're doing is we're kind of like blocking out the stuff that we do. Same thing over here. Make a V cut. There we go. Make a V cut. Kind of cut a little bit in here. Kind of tough in there, but it's okay. All right, now let's see. Let's bring those legs down just a little bit. We got to bring him down quite a bit. He's pretty thin. He's not real thick, so we're bringing them legs down. Ba, ba. And let's go to the front of these. And let's bring them down some. Go. And we start kind of coming here, making a little cut right in there. Coming in here. Want to be careful now of the cuts that you make in there, because the grain does change. So if you're going to make a deep cut, you want to be careful when you get up to here, okay? Because what we're going to do, here's my pencil. We're going to draw a line in the middle of our legs, and we're going to come in between there, okay? We're going to come in between the front legs like that, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and just put a little, let's go ahead and get that done. Okay, see that? Let's go ahead and cut our, you take your knife, go down like that. You also can do this with a V-tool, but I like to do it with a knife because it helps you see how to do it with a knife. And then you come on the other side and you just kind of run the tip of that knife as you do that, okay? That kind of, there we go, just like that. See that? And you can take in here, cut in there. Now we're not going to do that to the back of the legs. We don't have to do that, okay? He just shows it in the front of the legs, and we'll go ahead and do it to the back of the legs back over here, okay? We'll just do that. What's neat about these, you don't really have to go in between the legs and up and all that other stuff. You don't have to do that exactly that way. But you do want to come in down here. You want to cut that little V-cut in there that gives you the hooves, okay? Just like what I'm doing right here. And we've done that with the other ones. See the little hoof? We're going to do the same right here. You want to be careful. That is a really delicate part in there. See that? In fact, we can cut it even more right here, just to give it kind of a swing thing right there. Look at that. See that? Okay. Now we want to come up here behind these legs, and we want to go ahead and at this area over here we want to just bring those, kind of shape that in there. You want to clean that up just like that behind there. And we want to take a little bit off again in here. That's our middle area. See how we do that? And we want to take a little bit off in here, cleaning this up in here. You don't want to put a lot of pressure. Just let your knife do the work. You've got your cuts here. And sometimes you have to go back and you have to recut them a little bit, okay? Which is fine. So you go back, make that cut again. There we go. Make that one again. Just like that. Now let's go on to the back of the leg. Now let's go ahead and run our little section. That's what's neat about these legs. You got here, you don't have to do it right here. For the back, we're going to clean that up. But let's go ahead and run our knife down here. And let's just kind of, now this way you're there. You have to really watch it also. You make a V-cut here. You come over here and make a V-cut. Just sort of go down the leg and separate that. That's all you're doing. Don't take off a lot at one time. Just slowly, slowly. See? Take that away from one another. You put too much pressure, you'll break the legs. You want to be careful. Don't get in a hurry, because this is thin wood. See how I keep going back and forth cutting on that V-cut? Because I don't want to put too much pressure. Okay? I don't know why I'm having trouble with this one. Something about... Must have hit a bad part there. There he goes. I had cut it. It just had not come apart. There we go. Okay, and then we take and we just kind of clean that up in there. Come forward with that. See these backs? Yeah. Make it cut up like that. There we go. And make it cut up like that. There we go. See that? And you just sort of look at your legs. Just sort of take a little awl, clean all this up in here by the tail. And of course, we want to go here and we want to have to hold it. We want to go ahead and clean the inside of our legs like this. See that? Come over here. Just barely take that knife and run it through there and just clean that up a little bit in there, okay? All right. Let's go ahead and clean this up. Just kind of, just like I said, using the tip of your knife. You do that. We've got a little issue back here. Bring that down. Bring that up in here. Let's make another cut. There we go. Getting that straightened out right there. And getting that. There you go. See how it's forming. It's getting there. Now let's go ahead and on both sides, let's get that tail. Grain's kind of changing in there, so we won't be careful. There we go. Come down this way. And coming up. And see how that tail, it gets sort of a, it goes straight forward like that, in other words. See that tail? See that? You want to kind of just be careful. You don't want to break that tail. So then we come in here and we just sort of make a cut into here pretty deep. Make a cut in here pretty deep. Because this is pretty thin going up into the head here. We're thinning all that out right there. And then we make a cut back this way. Make a cut. Yeah, I won't come this way because that's what happens. You have the grain change right there. And then you just kind of take this and up like that. All right, look at this. Getting that body the way we want it. There we go. Kind of like that. Now this is all right. Let me go ahead and just cut this little thing right here. Don't have to. Tom doesn't do that. But I'm just going to cut that right. I'm not going to go up the legs with it, but I just want to cut that like that. Just sort of move that in there like that. Like that. Okay. Cut that a little bit deeper. Cut that one a little deeper. All right, now, how do we do the face? First of all, it's pretty simple. We want to go ahead and separate the ears. So we go to the center like we did the other ears, and you just draw a little, make a little V cut in there, and very lightly make a little V cut on both sides. Just like that. We want to come forward with it here. There it is. And we come down like this. We want to come forward with those ears. And we take and we just kind of cut in here. We come over to this ear over here. You make that cut back in here to make those ears stand out just right. See how that is? And then we bring this down just a little bit. We want to be careful because we're going against the grain. So you want to make your cuts small. See that? And then we want to kind of bring those ears forward just a little bit.